Welcome back everyone to today's first video. In this video we're going to be looking at the weather for the next couple of weeks and to see if the cold spell into the new year is still on track or if we are going to see a switch to the milder and wet windy and unsettled pattern that we've been seeing for quite a long time now. So we'll be having a look at that in a moment. But first we're just going to show you the current situation with the wind and stuff like that. So current situation, we have got mild, wet, windy, unsettled westerly winds coming in off the Atlantic. But for the northern half of the country, we have got a low pressure system to the northeast, and that is wrapping the wind in from more of a northerly, northeasterly. So it is going colder for northern England and Scotland. We'll see how far south that does come over the next couple of days, how far down the country that cold air penetrates. But we should see it going a bit cooler for quite a lot of the country, if not all of the country. So that is what we are looking like with the wind at the moment. Now we're going to show you the GFS charts, so let's start showing you them. Okay, so this is the current situation over the country right now. So we have got a deep area low pressure once again just to the north, and it is trying to wrap them winds a bit cool direction for the north. Most of the country is wet, windy and unsettled from the west. So once again, not much changes at the moment from what we have been seeing. But maybe we are going to go a little bit cooler, so we're going to keep an eye on that. But we don't really know at the moment. So let's run through this for you. So as we head into the weekend, we bring another area of wet, windy and unsettled weather off the Atlantic. But we do start trying to build a bit of high pressure over Scandinavia and towards Iceland, and this could, if this does go a bit further north and blocks off, we could start bringing in colder air from the east, but it's always how it comes off and if it actually happens. So this is the 1st of January, so this is only a couple of days away. So does this actually start getting a bit colder? So if this run today, we keep the low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, but we do actually start trying to go a little bit colder from the east, and it's a very interesting situation here. But then after that, we do start bringing high pressure up from the Azores, and actually start going quite dry there and probably a bit frosty. But then we do start getting the Atlantic back in after that, so that's not what I was expecting to see from the charts today. But we will show you the GFS 6Z. It's not fully updated yet, but we'll still show you. So once again, this 6Z is going to look like this. So once again, it looks quite similar. We try to get high pressure going towards Greenland, but that collapses. And we've got high pressure still trying to build to the north, and by the end of the run we are trying to get high pressure to go towards Greenland, and we do go a bit colder from the north or the east. So that's what them two runs looking like at the moment. So a bit different, maybe high pressure building for the new year, possibly. So we're going to show you the charts based on that right now. Okay, so this is the charts for the GFS from the midnight run for London. This red line here is the 30-year average from 1991 to 2020. So that is the average. Currently, we are a bit above average, but as you can see, we are going to drop below for a little time. Then we'll go back up. It's up and down quite a lot, and we do go back up as here. But then you do see quite a slide here, and we do go quite below average for most of the run there up until the new year. Actually, maybe we've got a cooler or colder trend coming off, but we can't forget these milder runs up here, but we can't forget these super cold runs down here. And we do look very wet all the way through, really. Maybe a bit drier as we get into the new year, but before that we are going to be very, very wet, windy and unsettled. So once again, a lot of precipitation around like that. So now let's show you the ECMWF charts for the next couple of weeks. Here we go. Okay, so this is what week one's looking like with the 500 millibar height. So we've got high pressure trying to build over Greenland. So this is from the 1st to 8th of January, and we will be bringing in the probably cooler northeasterly winds for the north half of the country, but there's probably going to be a line about there with the temperature because we will still get the westerly winds in for the south. So there is a sign that we have got high pressure strengthening over Greenland. Is that because of the warming in the stratosphere at the moment? We will see, but we are sort of 50-50 there. The line's probably going to be about there, so we will have a look at the precipitation based on that now. So that looks like that. So once again, towards that high pressure around Greenland, we are drier than average, of course, and Scandinavia. We are drier for northwestern Scotland as well, but for England and the east coast, we are uh, above average or around average. So that's what precipitation looks like for week one. So now let's have a look at the temperatures. Let's see. Temperatures looking like this. So yeah, that line what I drew was about right. So look how cold it is getting over Scandinavia now. Extreme cold over Scandinavia. Um, but we are going milder than average up here where that blocking is. We're actually quite a lot of the countries either colder than average or around average, except from the far south. So actually, we are a bit colder than average for week one. So now let's have a look at week two. So week two's gonna look a bit like this. Oh, so this is very interesting. So we get the high pressure over Greenland and Canada strengthening. And this trough of low pressure dropping all the way towards Spain and Portugal. And this air, we're going to be bringing in some northeasterlies, probably from all the way up towards the Arctic Circle back there. That looks quite cold for week two once again. ECMWF going for the cold, not backing off at the moment. This is quite interesting trends from the last couple of days. So let's have a look what the precipitation's looking like based on that. Yeah, and we do go fairly dry than average for the west, but for the east we're still around average, or a little bit wetter than average for the far east. But there's probably some showers coming in off the coast with that, so that is quite interesting. With the black and high pressure. So let's have a look at the temperature now. Let's see what we're looking like. So for week two, this is to the 8th to the 15th of January. We're looking like this. Wow, and we're colder than average for most of all the country here. So once again, Europe looking very cold. Up where that blocking us toward Canada and Greenland, we're actually having quite a warm up over there, but we are very, very cold for a lot. Most of Europe now, as you can see, all this area looking very, 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 very cold. So that's very, 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 very. It's changed quite a lot as the weeks go on with the ECMWF, and that is all we've got to show you for today's first video. So thanks everyone for tuning in to today's first video. That is all we've got for you so far today, and thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.